Most people play the game of wealth as if it's about collecting the most pieces. They think having a lot of money means they win, that it brings respect, freedom, and power. But this is the first big misunderstanding. Money isn't the win itself. It's just your pieces on the board. Having many pieces doesn't mean you're good at the game. It just shows what kind of player you are. And give a nervous player a lot of pieces, and they might just move them around without a plan, wasting them. Give a careless player many pieces, and they'll likely lose them quickly. But give a smart, focused player many pieces, and they will quietly control the whole board. The other players won't even realize they're being outplayed until it's too late. Machiavelli didn't care about how many pieces someone had. He watched how they played. He saw money not as the final score, but as a key part of the game. Silent, psychological, and almost always misunderstood. For him, wealth wasn't something to just gather. It was something to master on the chessboard. If you don't understand this, your pieces won't help you win. They'll become a burden, even if you think you're ahead. Most people miss this. They just want more pieces, more turns, more visible scores, all the outward signs, thinking they're becoming master players. But they don't see that the whole game board they're playing on was set up by someone else. Someone who controls the rules, the rewards, and the hidden tricks. An old saying goes, "True wealth is not in having many things, but in needing few." But today, many of us just want more. More wins, more praise, more attention. We call this freedom. But Machiavelli saw a deeper truth. A player who needs a huge, visible score to feel powerful is already controlled by the game itself. Real power isn't proven by how many pieces you collect. It's shown by how little you change once you have a strong position on the board. Chapter 1. The first move: invest in your skills, not just peace. What's the smartest first move in the game of wealth today? The first hard truth is this. If you're like most people, working a regular job for regular pay, and your main plan is to just hope your few small pieces, investments, somehow win the game for you, you're fooling yourself. You can't turn a small pile of pieces into a winning strategy just by waiting. Sometimes, a player might get lucky, like finding a rare piece by accident. But these are random chances, not a smart game plan. Machiavelli warned that we should never rely on pure luck. He said luck is like a shifting board, and it favors those who are bold and act with clear strategy. If you don't have many pieces, money already, don't waste your energy on risky, weak moves. Your main focus should be on how to get more pieces and how to improve your skills as a player to win the game yourself. Imagine you have $100 extra at the end of the month. You think about where to put it. Into a risky stock, a trendy new coin, or some other quick gamble. This is the wrong part of the board to focus on. You should instead ask, how can I turn my time, my skills, and my energy into far more powerful moves in the game? You could invest in learning new strategies, in making your judgment sharper, but simply throwing your small pile of pieces to chance is not a game plan. It's giving up before you even start to play well. Machiavelli himself noted that players who depend only on other players for their strength often lose. Money, pieces, is no different. If you depend only on the market to win for you, you're already in a losing position. Many people today still remember the easy game years, when it felt like pieces were just handed out for free and sudden, quick wins appeared everywhere. Those times were unusual. They taught people that winning was simple, that you just clicked a button and got rich. But the real game is back, and with it, the true nature of winning. It demands smart judgment, long-term effort, and careful play. Those who quickly gained pieces during that brief time and then wasted their chances are now facing a hard reality. They thought their easy wins would last forever. Machiavelli reminds us, a castle built on sand will soon fall. Those fake, easy wins have already vanished. And so where should you look now to gather your pieces and win? Today's world rewards attention. Pieces, wealth, flow to those who know how to get and keep the focus of others for their ideas, their products, or their services. But understand this: not all attention helps you win equally. A noisy, flashy show might get a crowd, but it quickly tires out. A smart player speaks clearly and gets the same wide reach without wasting turns. Being good at getting attention efficiently is key. A wise general doesn't use all his soldiers just to look powerful. He wins battles with smart, precise moves. You must think of yourself the same way. Don't try to be the loudest. Aim to be the most compelling. The internet has removed old walls. In the past, even if everyone in a whole country wanted to give you a small piece, the cost of reaching them all would be too high. Now, you can sit where you are and reach millions around the world. The chance to win is huge, but so is the competition. Everyone with a screen is now your rival. Yet here lies the power. Those who learn to attract attention with real knowledge, trust, and clear thinking will find steady streams of pieces flowing their way. If these insights are making you rethink your entire approach to the game of wealth and influence, then you're ready to make your next powerful move. Hit that like button now. And make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into these game-changing strategies. Your support helps us share these vital truths. Chapter 2. Seeing the board, the discipline of perception. Machiavelli insisted that players usually judge more by what they see on the surface than by what they truly understand deep down. If you look strong, knowledgeable, and decisive, others will trust you and follow your moves before they ever truly test your strength. To truly win the game, you must first change how you see the board around you. This is what I call the discipline of seeing the board. Too many players just move their pieces blindly, like sleepwalkers, on a chessboard. They spend their pieces, money, without ever studying how they leave their hands, where they go, or why other players seem to have endless supplies. You must become super aware of how pieces flow. Each time you make even the simplest purchase, analyze it like a general surveying a battlefield. Ask yourself, why did I choose this seller player over another? Why is this area of the board, market, so busy? Why was the service bad, and how could it be made better so I would spend more? You will begin to see what the blind cannot. That pieces, money, are everywhere, always moving, waiting for those who know how to gather them, or even better, how to redirect their flow on the board. When I didn't have much, I made the same mistake as many others. I assumed the whole world also had few pieces. I believed pieces were scarce. Yet the moment I entered the world of successful players, I saw the truth. Valuable pieces are everywhere. The best positions on the board are always taken. The biggest moves are always being made. The rarest strategies are hard to find. The problem isn't that there aren't enough pieces. The problem is that most people don't know how to claim them or play them. If you walk through a great city, a huge game board, you are passing by huge amounts of value. This thought should burn in your mind. The world is rich with pieces, yet it punishes those who fail to see and use the opportunities right in front of them. And if what you've heard so far has truly opened your eyes, do not stop. The next steps will go deeper, showing you the exact ways to turn this new awareness into real power. Chapter 3. Your team of players building alliance. Once you sharpen your ability to see where the pieces are, you will face a second, crucial truth. No single player wins the entire. While that sounds harsh, the lesson here is simple. Your alliances, your trusted companions, are not just for friendly chats. They are like your team of expert players. In the game of wealth, your network is your most important asset. You might have a great strategy for your own pieces, but if those around you are weak or blind to good moves, they will drag you down into their own losing positions. Think of it this way. If you spend your days in a room with only people who play simple board games, you will soon learn only simple board games. Just by being near them, you'll pick up habits, whether you try to or not. Now imagine spending every day among people who truly understand how wealth grows, who discuss smart strategies, who see big changes coming before anyone else, who spot opportunities months before the general public. Even by accident, you will start to think like them. This is a main reason why many people stay stuck. They surround themselves with people who make them feel comfortable, who support their average thinking. They laugh, share drinks, and complain together, confusing simple friendship with real progress. Machiavelli warned against this weakness, saying, "There is no avoiding competition. It can only be delayed for others to gain advantage. If you stay among people who are okay with just enough, you are simply putting off your own battle to win more, and your competitors are getting ahead. Your group must become like the strongest players at the table, working together. Every person you talk to should either teach you something valuable, open up a new part of the board for you, or make your judgment sharper. If they don't do these things, they are actually harming your future game." In my own life, I don't answer calls from people who just want to waste time. My time is only for those who are actively playing to win. The reason is simple. When one of my trusted allies spots a big shift, like a new, valuable move about to appear, or a market change that will hurt some players and reward others, I get that information right away. Alone, I might miss it. Together, my network works like a highly skilled team, sharing vital information and making quick moves. Machiavelli taught that a ruler is truly respected only when he is a true friend or a true enemy. Your allies in the game of wealth must be true friends to your winning goals. Anything else is a distraction that pulls you away from the board. Look at how successful groups operate. Big investment firms don't win just because they have one brilliant person. They win because they are networks of smart minds, fast information, and quick action. They outcompete you because they are not one player with a dream, but a whole team with vast resources. If you, playing alone, try to compete with them, it's like going into a fight with one pawn against an army. But if you connect yourself with strong allies, your ability to see the board multiplies, your ability to hear warnings multiplies, your reach expands. Suddenly, you're not competing as one player, you're competing as many. Understand too that your environment isn't neutral. It slowly shapes you like a game's rules shape players. If your companions value leisure, you will learn to waste your precious turns. If they talk mostly about small, unimportant things, you will start to confuse small talk with real strategy. But if they value more pieces, smart plans, and continuous wins, you will naturally adopt those values, like breathing air. This is why Machiavelli insisted that a leader should be judged by the company he keeps. If his advisors are skilled, he is likely skilled. If they are fools, his entire game falls apart. The same rule applies to your own life and your game, but here lies a deeper, tougher truth. Building a strong network needs good judgment about people. Not everyone who looks strong is actually helpful. Some will stick to you only to drain your energy. Others might bring hidden problems or jealousies. You must learn, as Machiavelli advised, to be like a fox to spot hidden traps, and like a lion to scare away those who would harm you. This means learning to see people's true intentions, while also being strong enough to stop anyone who tries to betray you. Too many people choose companions without thinking, and find out too late that their circle was full of termites. Ask yourself, who in your life adds nothing to your game? Who repeats the same complaints year after year, yet never makes a move? Who makes fun of your ambition because it highlights their own fear of trying? These are not true allies. They are anchors pulling you down. If you let them stay, they will keep you stuck. Winning wealth needs clear thinking, and clear thinking means cutting away what doesn't serve you. When a player gets strong, they remove weak parts of their strategy. You must do the same with your relationships. This truth might feel harsh, but the game of wealth is also harsh. It's often one player against another. If you want a prized piece, know that hundreds of other players desire it too. If you want a profitable contract, a winning move, others are competing for it. If you want financial freedom, to play as you wish, so do millions who are fighting for the same resources. To think this struggle is kind or forgiving is to fool yourself. Machiavelli declared, Men sooner forget the death of their father than the loss of their property. When valuable pieces are at stake, the competition will try to crush you without mercy. Only by forging strong alliances with capable players can you truly endure and win. End Chapter 4. Inner Opponents, Laziness, Blindness, and Pride. If pieces are everywhere and a strong network can multiply your strength, why then do so many players remain weak? The hard answer is that most players are undone not by the game, but by opponents within their own mind. Machiavelli observed that people are often ungrateful, unreliable, fake, deceptive, afraid of danger, and greedy, and while he wrote of rulers, the same applies to each one of us. Losing often continues because players refuse to face the flaws within their own character. There are only 3 main reasons for failure in the game: laziness, mental blindness, and stubborn pride. You must discover which one is weakening your play, or it will control your entire game. The opponent of laziness. Let's start with laziness. Many will claim they work hard, but their words don't hold up. Playing for 8 hours a day and then relaxing is not enough effort in a game where you're competing against players who strategize tirelessly without stopping. Winning wealth is a constant competition, and if you go onto the board with only half your energy while your rival plays with all of theirs, you are already defeated. When I work, I don't stop. I work even when moving. I work even when resting. I work even when thinking. If I'm driving through a city, my mind is breaking down how money flows. If I'm exercising, my recovery time is filled with important thoughts and decisions for my plans. My day doesn't end until I fall asleep. Compare that to the person who closes their computer at the end of the day and immediately watches TV. They might call themselves busy, but in truth, they are lazy. And in competition, the lazy player always loses. Machiavelli wrote, "He who helps another to become powerful destroys himself." If you give up the advantage of effort, you hand over power to your rivals. The opponent of mental blindness. Next is mental blindness. Few players are truly too unintelligent to win at wealth, but many allow their minds to be controlled. They consume lessons from systems and media designed to keep them just playing along, and they never ask who benefits from their obedience. The common story tells you, study for many years, take on debt, chase a stable job, pay your taxes, wait decades, and one day, maybe you can retire. This is not a path to winning big. It's a chain that stops you from seeing bigger moves. Those who never question it are not just misled, they are willingly blind. They are, in Machiavelli's words, those who see what needs to be done, but wait until it's too late to do it. If you just accept the story told by powerful players without suspicion, you are too dull to escape their net. But if you recognize that every story you hear has been made to shape your behavior and keep you in place, then you are already ahead of most people. The opponent of stubborn pride. The third and most deadly opponent is stubborn pride. I've seen players who sit with grandmasters, millionaires, and refuse to learn. They nod like they agree, but when good advice is given, they reply with their own unchanging opinions. Their pride insists they know better, even as their own game remains small and stuck. Machiavelli himself said, "It must be considered that there is nothing more difficult to carry out, nor more doubtful of success, than to start something new." Most players resist learning new things because change hurts their pride. They would rather stay struggling while clinging to their old, broken moves than humble themselves to learn from those who have already conquered the game. This stubborn pride is the real enemy of advancement. I remember players I knew when I was younger, still stuck in small games decades later. When shown smart strategies to scale their play, they always replied with excuses. "It's not that simple," or "I prefer to play my own way." These phrases are the songs of poverty. They wouldn't say, "I don't want to change." So they disguise their pride as if it's a good principle. But a principle that leaves you losing is just empty pride. A truly smart player knows their own weaknesses and actively seeks to learn. As Machiavelli urged, the best way to judge a ruler's intelligence is to look at the men he has around him. If you put yourself around players who are making bigger and smarter moves than you, and still refuse to listen, then your pride has already guaranteed your loss. You must therefore ask yourself, Are you truly playing without rest, or are you hiding behind fake ideas of effort? Are you challenging the false stories of the system, or are you just going along, believing what helps your masters? Are you humble enough to learn from those playing above you, or does your pride keep your own game small? These questions are like tools, but only if you use them honestly. To avoid them is to surrender your future game. By now you see that the game of wealth is not a nice dream, but a demanding challenge. The board is crowded, the opponents are relentless, and luck does not reward the timid. To succeed, you must sharpen your ability to see the board, build strong alliances, and defeat your inner opponents. Yet, even as you begin to do this, your mind will try to invent obstacles. You will hear yourself saying, "What about taxes? What about risks? What about where to keep the pieces once I have them?" These are the questions of those who have already lost. Machiavelli warned that people are more easily fooled by what they see or think they see than by what is truly real. Here, the trick is subtle. You see problems that don't even exist yet and use them as excuses not to act. You allow shadows of future trouble to scare you more than the reality of opportunity. And understand this clearly. Successful players don't stop themselves with imagined burdens. They gather pieces and make their moves first, then deal with the issues that come from winning big. Taxes, accountants, storage, and logistics are good problems to have. They are signs of victory, not reasons to hesitate. To sit without any wins and worry about the challenges of managing riches is like a starving player refusing to hunt because he worries the feast will be heavy to carry. Machiavelli urged leaders to act quickly, even when things are uncertain, because waiting too long is worse than making a mistake. The same is true for you. Worry less about the problems of success and more about the sure failure if you never even begin. The world is not poor, nor has it ever been. It is overflowing with pieces, controlled by those who understand the rules of the game, and ignored by those who distract themselves with excuses. Skyscrapers rise, luxury cars are sold before they are built, rare art pieces vanish within minutes of release. This is proof, not just a story, that wealth exists everywhere. The shortage isn't in resources, it's in people who can claim them. Machiavelli declared, "Luck controls half of our actions, but she still leaves us to direct the other half." You cannot control the random rolls of the dice, but you can control your readiness, your effort, and your discipline. And it is time to look at yourself with harsh honesty. Do you wake up each day with the energy of someone who knows they are in an important game, or do you wander into the world half prepared? Do you surround yourself with allies who make you sharper, or with companions who just make you feel comfortable in your weaknesses? Do you see chances for winning in every exchange, every street, every city you pass, or do you move blindly through a board overflowing with potential pieces? Do you confront your own laziness, pride, and belief in false stories, or do you defend them proudly? Your honest answers to these questions will decide your future more than any government, any market, or any lucky break. The game is tough, but it is also fair. It rewards those who truly see, those who act, and those who endure. It defeats those who hesitate. To win, you must live as the strategists of history lived, alert, disciplined, and unyielding. Machiavelli wrote that all choices carry some risk, so being smart isn't about avoiding danger, but about understanding the risks and acting decisively. This lesson is timeless. You will never find a path without challenges, but you can choose to act quickly and with strong purpose, while others get lost in delays. If these words have given you clarity, then carry them forward with action. Wealth belongs to those who see the world as it truly is and move without delay. The path to playing the game of wealth and winning Machiavelli's way is for those ready to become true master strategists. If these insights have given you new eyes to see the game board, don't just listen, act. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if this journey through crafting lasting wealth has given you a new blueprint for power. Your engagement helps us share these vital lessons.